the Raised on Dialup podcast.
Yo, welcome back to Raised on Dial-Up. This is episode 9. I'm your co-host, Tony. This is my boy, Casey.
Episode
Yes,
9.
sir. Y'all know what it is. Before we get into this episode, I just want to let everybody know that we will be having merchandise drop here soon.
Yes,
The only
sir.
way to find out how to order the merchandise is going to be if you watch the full episode on YouTube. You're not going to catch it on any of the clips that you show on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Sir.
Got to watch the full episode on YouTube. We're going to have multiple different items for sale. Only going to be a limited supply, but when we put them up, we'll show you how to order it. Hope you're tapped in so you can get you a chance to get you some of that merchandise. On to the episode. You know, there's something that's been going on that I think is pretty funny, bro. I've seen this little trend lately,
Yeah.
and I got to ask you something, bro.
All right.
So I seen this trend, and they're asking guys if your girl committed a crime, your wife,
Mhm.
and she had to go to the worst prison in the world for 2 years.
Like Guantanamo Bay or something.
Yeah, like you know that Russian prison where they
Yeah.
gotta walk bent over the whole time. uh, would you go to that same prison for 2 months so that she wouldn't have to go?
Would I go for 2 months over her going for 2 years?
Yep, to that same prison.
I mean, listen. I think that for me, the selfish part of me says, she'll be back in 2 years. I can wait. You know what I mean? Like how bad we talking? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things for me. It's like, you know, I mean,
Yeah, it's tough. Like,
it
listen,
is, it's tough.
Listen,
But my
okay,
girl's
so-
not built for that.
Right, she's
My
not
girl's
built
not
for
built
that.
for that.
And I know mine's got a mouth on her. You know, it's just not something that 2 years for her she'd be able to survive that. I think for me, the difference is I'm very accepting of a lot of my fate. So 2 months in the worst prison in the world. I mean, obviously, if I make it out alive, cool. You
Right.
know what I mean? 2
Right.
months is done out of my life versus 2 years of her. But
Right.
if it goes south, if shit gets bad and I'm not making it out, then I'm more accepting of that than I think she would be.
Yeah.
So I think that
I mean,
don't
I
want to.
asked my girl, and you know what I mean. She was like, "You really let me sit in there for 2 years all by myself?" You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
was like, "I mean, I come visit on holidays and
Okay.
stuff." No. I mean, I'd have to do the 2 months myself. But
Yeah.
and as much as I'd like to joke and think that it would be funny to make her do the 2 years, I'd also have to know like, what did you do to get this 2 years, and have you filed all your appeals? like,
that too.
are is this the last resort? Have you went through the system already?
I feel like it would also depend on what did she do?
What did
Because
you
if
do?
there's something that put it this way, if she did something towards me to get that 2 years, I might have to let her go ahead and eat that
That's what I'm
2
saying.
years.
Like, it depends on what you did, you know.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
it was just something weird, just some petty crime, it's just a hypothetical question anyway.
Yeah, like robbing
you
a
know,
bank or something.
You know,
like
it'd be
that.
one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I got to know a little bit more things. But for the most part, I probably do the 2 months too.
I'd have to
you
eat
know,
that 2 months.
but I know that when I get out,
Mm-hmm.
it's payback time,
Oh yeah,
and
Yeah.
I need everything.
yeah. I'm recreating the house to be just like my 2 months. Like you're wiping with one ply. I'm joking. We all here to use a one ply.
You said
But
you wiping with
yeah,
one fly.
you get 3 sheets.
Yo, yeah, in a wool blanket. You
And a
know what I'm saying?
wool,
Yeah,
yeah.
the wool blanket. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
tough.
it,
That's
it,
tough.
it's funny because I've seen that going around, and there's been a lot of different perspectives on that talk. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? What guys say about it. You know, some guys are quick to just be like, "Nah, she can do that."
She can do that 2 years.
You
yeah.
know, and I mean, fortunately, it's one of those things like you and I have both been in the relationship with our girlfriends for long periods of time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think when that comes into play, you know, there's also that there's how long has this couple been together? You know,
There's a lot that comes into
there's
play.
a lot that comes into play,
And you know
and
what
that's
else
why
comes
you
in-
know you apply
You know
it
what
to
else comes
yourself.
into play though is the fact that you could ask the woman the same question.
Mm.
What do you think our women answer would be?
They're gonna say the same thing. I'm not built like that.
I'm not. He can go do 2 years.
Yep.
2 years.
Knowing
for
damn
him
well
ain't
2
nothing.
months into it, you're gonna be ghost.
Right. Worst prison.
You know what
in
I'm
the world.
saying? They're gonna be like, he ain't even coming home.
they
Like he's too pretty for that.
they moved on the day we got booked.
Dead serious, bro. You
And
know.
they'll tell us they wouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I would love to say that they wouldn't, but
If
in
I'm
all
going to the
actuality,
worst
who
prison in the
knows?
world for 2 years, I'm already good as gone anyway.
I
So
feel like, yeah, if it's 2 years, yeah, I mean,
yeah, no,
we gonna chalk that one up.
yeah, I
We,
said,
we just gonna
instant.
we gonna chalk that one up. And speaking of relationships, like I said, me and you are fortunate enough to have been with the same girlfriend, woman for quite a few years.
Yeah,
And so we haven't really got to experience like the dating apps and
no,
and
no.
what it's like to even like to break up with people nowadays. I mean, I ain't broke up with somebody since
I don't
like,
even know. I don't even know how I would do it.
and
You know
then, I
what I
mean,
mean?
that's the thing. I feel like back in the day, you pass a note.
It used to be. I remember in school, that's how it used to be. When we were in school, it was you'd pass the note, or you give it to the girl's friend,
Yep.
and be like, give this to
Give
so
it
and
to an
so.
old girl, and let her know it's through.
Hope
And
you
then
heal
you'll walk
soon.
around with sunglasses all day like you're a celebrity because
Swear to God.
the whole school knew within 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, it was just or you give them back their mixtape.
Mm,
Yeah, because we used to make the mixtapes or the mix
yeah.
CDs for people.
You know
You
what's the
gave that
hardest?
back. That was like a girl giving back the ring.
That is true.
You know
That
what I'm
is true.
saying? Because you put
Yeah.
your heart and soul into a mixtape.
Oh yeah, and the amount of work too. You
Yeah.
remember how it was to record
Yeah.
mixtapes and all that back
Yeah,
then,
bro.
man.
So, yeah, it was, and nowadays you can just send a text.
You can literally just send it. So listen, like the way that I used to have to deal with it before was, yeah, like you said, you'd have to, write the note or tell the friend to tell her or whatever, and
Yep.
and it wasn't even over at that point. It wasn't over until you got your hoodie back that she took from you.
Yeah.
Because that was like the biggest thing.
Biggest
Girls
thing is the hoodie.
always used, yeah, let me wear your hoodie.
Yep.
Let me wear your hoodie. And then now this
You
girl's
knew you
got
wasn't getting it back
you knew you
until
wasn't
you
getting it
broke
back.
up.
Yeah. So now not only did you write the breakup note or told her friend to tell you, it's not over. You got to get the hoodie back.
Yep.
But still,
You couldn't even
it's
block them then either. Like nowadays, you can block somebody on social media. You can
you
block their
can
telephone number.
yeah.
Back then, the only way to block them was take your whole phone off the ringer, and then nobody was calling your house. You
And they can
know,
only stay out the ringer for so long
for
because it
so
wasn't
long.
your phone.
Yeah, and so yeah, you just had to, you ever have one of the girls that like they called and they kept calling, and finally one of your parents would be like, he don't want you. That's how
Yeah.
long it's been since I've had to break up with somebody. So,
Yeah.
and same thing like with the dating apps. Like, bro, I've never had to use any of the dating apps.
See, I think the thing is the dating apps is crazy now because like people can, and this was never a thing when we were younger,
No,
ghosting somebody.
no,
You can ghost
you
people
can
now.
ghost.
And that, for if you don't know what that means, ghosting somebody is where if you're talking to somebody and nowadays you just don't have any interest in them anymore or nothing like that, you can literally just cut communication.
Yes.
You can block them on things. You can make sure that you can get a whole new Snapchat name. You can make
Yep.
a whole new profile. Whatever you want to do.
It's so common nowadays. I'm surprised that these dating apps don't have like a boo button. Just like
Mm.
boo. And then you've been
Just
ghosted.
boo.
Boo. You've been ghosted.
I think that would be like worse than ghosting somebody if
I
you like
mean,
hit them with the ghost.
yeah, bro. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, the dating apps have to be wild, and it's one of those things like you're replaced, and you can be replaced in 10 seconds now.
Oh, easily. You just gotta swipe.
Just swipe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so the options out there is kind of like we talked about some of the options we have nowadays in our last episode. There's so many options nowadays, and
Yeah.
everything right at your fingertips. Before you had to go talk to people. Now you judge them. You're getting judged off your forehead.
Literally.
You know what I'm
And it goes
saying?
viral.
And it does,
It
and it
goes
does,
viral.
yeah. And so it's one of those things. And if you choose to put yourself on one of those dating apps, I guess that's the risk you're taking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because of the social awkwardness and just the hustle and bustle of today's world, bro, I can understand why people would resort to the dating apps.
Yeah, but then on top of the dating apps and all that, like what makes it a fail every time? Not every time, but for the most part, a lot of people nowadays can't even get into serious relationships anymore because the dating apps are so quick to be at your fingertips. It's so easy to have options and ways you can go. Like nobody puts that same amount of effort into
They
one
don't.
person no more
They don't.
because they know they
It's
got
so easy
options.
to, yeah, because
So
you have
easy
so
to
many
yeah.
options. And let's keep it real, the women have options.
They have
I
the
mean, the
options.
men have the thought of the option.
Yeah, but they're in the
But
tryouts.
yeah, the women have the option.
Yeah.
We already know who has the option. Women be
Yeah.
on there like I text back, and they're not gonna text back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And,
Yeah.
and so it's just one of those things. Like yeah, back in the day, it was you just like Same thing. A dating app for us was, do you like me? Check yes or no.
Let me ask you this though. So say you're on a date and it's like nowadays where it's through a dating app, you meet somebody and then you go to dinner with them. You're just trying to go out on a date, see,
Uh,
get a feel for who they are and whatnot.
okay.
So say towards the end of the dinner, the date's already been going on for a while, and say that it's either a mutual non-interest or she's not interested or you're not interested. So if that interest isn't there by the end of the day,
Uh huh.
are you paying for the dinner still, or are
Mm.
you splitting the bill?
I mean, so I I feel like it kind of depends on the context of what were the expectations leading into the date. Like if I was leading on that, I was, yeah, let me take you out for dinner.
Yeah.
We'll go do this, we'll go do that, and then
If towards put it this way, if towards the end of the day you just got that whole vibe from the girl that she's there at this point for just the free meal because she's not interested in ever seeing you again.
oh well, there ain't no free meal then. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
you know
Like
what I'm
at that
saying? Like
point,
if you just came here to literally just get a free meal, yeah, then nah, and you just playing me and breadcrumbing me.
breadcrumbing, breadcrumbing. I like that.
If you was just breadcrumbing me this whole time just to get a free meal, then you're not getting a free meal. I seen a video the other day, and the dude, it was towards the end of the date. The dude went up to go to the bathroom, and the girl he brought on the date ordered like 9 to-go meals.
Absolutely not.
And when he came, yeah,
Absolutely not.
and I'm like,
She came to get her family some food. Like, what are we doing here?
the audacity,
The
bro.
complete
The
audacity.
audacity to even do that. And so yeah, I mean, there's a big difference, and I think a lot of it boils down to technology.
Yeah.
That's what it really boils down to. Because I feel like if we would have had the same technology available to us back in the day that we have now, we would have been doing the same thing. We'd have been on
Oh
dating apps.
yeah.
Because as soon as we got something like AOL, everybody, that's when cyber sex was
Yeah, it was
invented.
my shit,
Yeah, you
bro.
know what I'm
That's
saying? And so it was one of those things. As soon as that type of stuff was available to us, we was taking advantage of it. We may not have been able to take advantage of that or try those things out as adults, but as kids,
yeah.
as soon as you got the chance, you know what I mean? That's what we did as kids on the internet. There was nothing else to do.
No, there really wasn't.
There was nothing else to
There
do. And
wasn't.
so,
Nah.
yeah, and so it kind of just leads me up to like the same thing. Like with today's technology, there's nothing in public that isn't truly public anymore, if that makes any sense. Like back in the day, you could be in public, but everything wasn't on camera, it wasn't being recorded,
That's
or if
true.
something happened, somebody wasn't breaking out a phone or had a phone readily available to them
Yeah.
to
No.
break out and start recording.
There's no such thing as that same kind of privacy anymore. Like when we, how like millennials say all the time, like, man, I'm glad I grew up before smartphones and all that, because all the dumb shit that we used to do,
Oh, dude.
if it were recorded, the
Oh
dumb
my
shit that we
God, dude.
did,
Yeah.
bro.
It was endless. And yeah, I mean, nowadays you can't even, you trip inside the mall and you're on somebody's TikTok.
You pick your nose and you're a meme tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Everything, yeah, you can't do anything. You go to make a fool out of yourself or make an ass out of yourself, and you're just waiting to hear world star,
Yep, right.
And so it's just one of those things. Like,
You know what? I tell you what, we can't do no more. We can't ding dong ditch anymore.
yeah, no, you can't ding dong ditch
Can't do
because
that no
nope,
more.
you definitely can't do that because it's just one of those things. Like everybody's got ring bells.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
if everybody had ring bells when we were kids, because we were outside all the time, our whole childhood would have been on camera.
We would have been exposed.
Super
We would
exposed.
never get away with anything.
Nah, we wouldn't have got away with anything,
People
bro. And
have
so,
the ring bells, they have their security camera systems everywhere. And like it used to be like a rich thing.
yeah,
You used to have
when they first
money.
came out, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now, like, listen,
Everybody, they're a dime a dozen. Yeah, they're
yeah,
definitely a dime a dozen. And if you
yeah.
do anything embarrassing nowadays, back in the day, if you did anything embarrassing, it was nobody knew unless the people that was there and witnessed with their own eyes went and said something.
Yeah.
Now 10 minutes later, you're on YouTube with arrows pointing at you. The comments got comments. You know what I'm
They've
saying? And
already
it's like
remixed
they,
your
yeah,
video. Yeah,
and so
man.
it's one of those things like the difference in the technology, I think, is what really makes
Yeah,
that
technology.
crossover. As to why we weren't able to have that type of thing back in the day. And think about what cameras also did. If you think about it, cameras led to a lot of things. Like there's a lot of things that back in the day we didn't have. Think about like shows like TMZ.
Oh yeah, TMZ was real big on exposing people.
Yep. I mean TMZ. If it wasn't, I mean that's how they got the paparazzi. That's how
Yeah.
they kind of got their start, was just the paparazzi doing their thing. Back in the day, I think that there was a lot of people. There was an infatuation with celebrities. There's always been some type of infatuation with celebrities.
I mean, there still is, but
I
it's
think it's
just
more so nowadays
it's worse now
because
because
people are able to be in their lives so much more due to cameras.
you don't even got to be paparazzi anymore. You can
No,
just be out on the street, and
people.
especially for like events where like celebrities will be at, but also the regular public will be at.
Mhm.
You don't need to get access to get nowhere no more. You just got to have your phone out, and how many times have we gotten some kind of coverage on Shia LaBeouf, bro?
Oh yeah, and that's exactly that's exactly kind of what's going to lead me to my next point, is the fact that nowadays, back in the day, it seemed like shit was funny because like something would happen
Yeah.
and nobody would really know the truth.
No, it was
It was
always
all
hearsay.
about, it was all hearsay. But
Yeah.
nowadays, just wait a couple days because somebody got it on tape. Somebody
Swear to
got pictures.
God.
Somebody's got video of it. And not only do they have that, they're slowing it down. They're seeing it. You're seeing it from different
They're
angles.
zooming
They're
in.
zooming in.
Yeah.
And so I think that I think it's crazy because like back in the day, like I said, there was none of that. There was none of that.
Nah.
And it was one of those things like if you shot the fair one with your boy, like
Yeah.
say you and a dude had beef,
Yeah.
y'all shoot the fair one, right? And it's a fair match. Say nobody really comes out on top.
Yep.
If your boys were there, your boys might go tell everybody that you whooped old boy's ass,
Of
and
course.
everybody gonna think that that's really what
Of
happened
course.
because there's no other proof other than that.
Nothing. There ain't no videos. There ain't nothing.
There's
And
nothing.
and and now, like, if there's a fight at these kids' school now, is because my daughter's, she showed me before fights that, and she got in trouble.
I was
It
about to
was a
say,
new thing.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she got in trouble for suspending all this stuff. Like
yeah.
the stuff that these kids do now, they record these fights and they're already circulating throughout the whole school, all through their phone within minutes.
People record stuff. They're quicker to record something than to help. They're like, "Oh, he's drowning. Hold on, let me get my phone out and get it
Yeah.
on and record it."
And the first time I actually seen something like that and it pissed me off was I seen this dude. He was in this water. I don't know what he was trying to get. It was like some kind of wood or something he was trying to get. Dude's literally like drowning in this water. He's not getting out.
He's not. Yeah,
And the one person that's recording it, he's filming it, and I think somebody even said like, "How come you don't just jump in and
and help
and
them,
help him
right?
out?" And the dude was just like, "I'm not getting in there. Like, you want me to die too?" It was like one of them. And I get it. You don't want to put yourself in danger, but this whole time that you're recording and you guys are all watching this dude fighting for his life,
Fighting
which
for their
he
life.
he didn't make it,
No.
by the way. You could have called somebody.
Yeah.
You could have been
Instead of
looking for something
recording,
to fish
call
him out of there.
911.
Something.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, let's just sit there and record. Yeah.
Let's not help.
Yeah. It's absolutely wild. And I remember back in the day, it was funny because newspapers back in the day, you go to the say you went to the grocery store with your mom or your dad or something
Yeah.
like that, or inside the gas stations, whatever the case may be. And they always used to have tabloids.
Bro, the tabloids were crazy. I used to believe them
Bro,
things.
the tabloids would be off the hook. They would be like, Bat Boy. I remember Bat Boy was a big
Yeah.
one. They always was talking about finding Bat Boy.
UFO landed in Texas. You know what I mean?
Elvis is
Like,
alive and he works at
yeah.
Piggly Wiggly. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It was always just crazy, wild shit like that.
Yeah, the tabloids. And I remember like we always had one in the house somewhere. It
It,
was like in the bathroom or like
yes,
and when we're younger, we're not looking at it. Like it looks like a newspaper.
it looked like a real thing, and because there wasn't cameras to disprove this,
Yeah, yeah.
that was why it was something that could be easily
Mistaken for a
mistaken for
fact. Yeah.
a fact. I remember there was one of the facts. Elvis was always alive.
Yeah.
If you grew up in our era, there was always sightings of Elvis.
Yeah.
There was always sightings of aliens,
Yeah.
and they were doing weird shit to people.
All the time.
Um,
Probing asses and everything.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they were doing anal experiments to all types of people. Madonna adopted a dinosaur.
Yeah.
There was, and then one that I remember is that they used to always say that Michael Jackson slept in like a cryogenic type like chamber, so that he would like live to be 200 years old, or he would live to be forever, or something like that. That was one that I always remember hearing back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
No, and why would they? Okay, so I get tabloids are to make up all these weird,
Yeah.
but why would they pick out of everyone like Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? I can understand if it was like a president or something like
I
that.
think it was because Michael Jackson was already kind of known to do weird stuff, or
He
they
was
made it
already,
seem to like, or they made it
yeah,
seem like he was doing weird stuff. And so when you put something like that in a tabloid, because you had already heard something weird about it, it didn't
yeah.
seem too far fetched,
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. Yeah, you're not wrong.
They definitely always made Michael Jackson out to be kind of a weirdo,
Yeah,
and whether that was the case or not, I don't know,
yeah.
but yeah, I do remember them always saying like he slept in some like hyperbaric chamber or something like that, and that it would make him live to be like it was either like immortal or like 200 years
And
old.
see, when you're younger and you see something like that, it's sitting in your house and it's been there, so you know, like when your parents got it or whatever. My first thing is like I'm looking at this like, why is nobody else in the house concerned about this? Don't we see what's like? You know what I mean? It's right there.
It's
Nobody
right
even
there.
mentioned this.
And that was kind of, we talked about this a little bit on last episode, conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
That was, I mean, I'm not saying that was what caused conspiracy theories, but that caused a lot of dumb ones back in the day
yeah. Well, the ones that I
that
mean,
people wanted to believe. Like everybody, all the Elvis fans wanted to believe that Elvis was alive.
yeah,
So every few months, somebody would have a sighting of Elvis, and then and it was one of those things. Like Elvis was always alive at somewhere, back in the day.
it's just like Pac, just like
And so it
everything.
was conspiracy, and I think that sometimes led to the bigger conspiracy theories that maybe we started thinking about today when it comes to celebrities and things of that nature. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I think though that today's conspiracies compared to like back then though, like because of everything that we're able to get our hands on information wise, like through the internet and whatnot, our conspiracies have deep dove so much
They
further.
have, they
It's not
have.
something like little things like, what we thought were big at the time, celebrities like Michael Jackson, things like it's like super in depth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Past celebrities, we're talking about worldly stuff.
yeah, like JFK assassination, that wild stuff. The
Yeah.
JFK assassination is one of those big conspiracy theories.
Hmm.
Um, and it's funny because that's actually I knew there was always a conspiracy behind it,
Yeah.
but recently they've came out with a few things, and it's like from a totally different perspective of what they're thinking that happened.
Which
And
we also never used to have before. We never used to have other perspective. It was
exactly,
one,
it was one
and that's
perspective.
what we ran with.
And have you ever seen the movie Eagle Eye?
Oh yeah, I love that with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
I love that
shout
movie,
out.
bro.
This dude makes all the
He
episodes,
does
bro.
it.
Like
He does it.
yeah, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is about this guy. He
I
makes
don't
all of our
know.
episodes,
He's good at what
but
he does.
yes. So if you've never seen that movie in Eagle Eye, it's like where the government or this secret entity is able to tap into any and every type of communication device on the planet.
Big Brother,
From yeah,
pretty much Big
yeah,
Brother.
yeah, exactly. They
Yeah,
can tap into any camera, whether it's on the ATM or at a traffic light. They could tap into the scrolling billboards going across the thing, whatever.
everything.
And so yeah, it's one of those things. Like I don't think that we're too far from that. And one of the conspiracies is that NSA was doing stuff like that and keeping
I
tabs
do
on us,
remember hearing about
and it
that.
came out to be
It
true.
did come out to be
It came out
true.
to be true.
Well, listen, they talk about. I mean, they talk about our phones. Like you lost. They say that nowadays you gave up your privacy the day you bought a smartphone.
And in all actuality, by law, we did.
We did.
Because when you turn on your phone for the first time and ask you, do you agree to all these terms and conditions, and you don't read none of it,
We
and you
don't read
just
that
click
shit.
yes, and
Yeah.
that's when you do that.
Yep.
However, I think that like when it comes to spying people, like we done found out what Alexa, Siri's and Alexa were
Yeah.
listening. Uh, you know, the NSA was listening to us back in the day, but
Your
yet the NSA
computers
wouldn't
with your
even allow
webcams.
Furbies in the NSA building back in the day because remember there was a conspiracy that Furbies were listening to us.
Bro, I don't like Furbies, man.
They were freaky.
Listen, I don't like Furbies
They
at
were
all.
freaky little.
Yeah, them
They were
things
freaky
are
little fur balls, bro.
demons,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and so there's
Yeah.
always going to be conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
even no matter how many cameras we have out there.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be conspiracy theories because the more cameras and shit we get, the more technology and more advancements we're going to have in software to edit those cameras.
AI, bro.
AI, we already got the AI,
AI.
and so
AI is
there's
scary too as
it
it
is
is.
because even at this early development stage, I've looked at videos and been like, no way, and then go, oh wait, that's AI.
And what's scarier is knowing that at any point in time, you could be framed for something that you did not do.
Mm.
It is so easy to put somebody's face in a place at a time at whatever doing something that they did not do. And AI is getting so much more better.
Yes,
It's
bro.
believable.
Did you see the dudes that hacked the Meta glasses?
No,
bro. And you know I got a pair, right?
they hacked them.
So they were able to hack the the software in their meta glasses
Yeah.
and programmed it to when they were walking down the street, it would automatically identify people's faces and bring up past like anything you could find on Google. So these
What?
dudes were going up to random people that they've never met and telling them about themselves.
Like a facial recognition, and it just
It
brought up
gave
everything.
yes, and so like if I
That's
didn't know each other,
crazy.
if we didn't know each other, and
Yeah.
I looked at you with the glasses, it would identify you and then tell me in my ear because they can talk to you all that. It would tell
Yeah.
me in my ear, Casey Fernandez, born on blase 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 from blase blase, and I would walk up to you and just be like, hey, your name is Casey, right? You was born in blah blah blah.
I don't like
Oh,
that.
your wife's name is that, and we've never met before,
I don't
bro.
like that.
Yes, and so
That don't sit right with me.
it does.
It
You
doesn't
know what's
sit right.
crazy?
I mean, it sounds cool, but it
I
don't
ain't
sit
wore
right
my
with me.
glasses since I found that out
I believe it.
because
I don't blame you.
I'm scared of them now. I'm
Yeah.
scared of them glasses.
I mean, it's technology that you don't know fully how it works. Like, you know how it works, but you don't know what is, it's,
I wish I would have waited. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I wish I would have waited for the display joints because they
yeah,
got you seen those.
the display ones.
So they got the meta glasses now where one of the lenses
Yeah.
displays your phone screen.
Oh, so you can see it.
Yeah, and then
That can't be good for your
bro, and
eye.
then there's a wristband you wear.
Mhm.
It's called like a neuroband,
Yeah.
and that's how you can control how you scroll. You just like this, and it senses your fingers, and you can just sit here like this and scroll, and then in your
Man,
eye, in the glasses, it's scrolling through your phone, bro.
bro, we are gonna be the most laziest cataract having people in the next 10 years, bro. It's so crazy. They're putting all this stuff right in your face, literally now.
Yes, yes, and here's my thing. Like that's the type of stuff that's available to us regular people, right?
Yeah.
Think about what's available to people with like billionaires and people with endless amounts of money.
Yeah.
Think of what they have access to, and
Oh
think.
my God, plenty of stuff that we probably don't even know about yet.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of leads me. I got a little trivia portion I want to give you. So
Okay.
we
All right.
grew up in the days of the Michaels. If
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, you're from
Yes.
our era. You know what I'm talking about. We had Michael Jordan, we had Mike Tyson, and we had Michael Jackson.
Yup.
Okay,
Yup.
the three greatest Michaels in their era, in their sports, in their entertainment field that's ever lived. Right,
Yeah. Big
for the
names.
most
Big
part,
names.
debatable to some, but for the most part,
Yeah.
and so with that being said, I'm
Mhm.
going to rattle off a couple facts to you,
Okay.
and they're random facts, but it's true for one of the Michaels. It's either Michael Jordan, it's either Michael Jackson, or it's Mike
So I gotta
Tyson,
pick which
and you
mic
got to pick
it
which
is.
Mike it is.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason why this all led me to this is
Mm.
because uh, back in the day, one of these mics nearly collaborated with a major video game company on a secret project that involved motion capture years before it's mainstream. Motion capture is, remember, like when they do the sports games and they got all those little
With the
dots with this,
things. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it tracks their motion.
Yeah.
So one of the Michaels was going to do a major video game with a major developer. Which Michael was it?
Mm.
And it was with Sega, if that helps.
Oh, you know what? Mike Tyson.
No,
No,
nope. It was
I thought maybe because Sega and Mike Tyson, and we're talking, Punch Out and everything.
Mhm.
Oh, it's not.
It's the least one you'll expect.
Then it's definitely Michael Jackson,
It
isn't it?
is.
Because right away I'm thinking sports.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson.
It's
Michael Jackson.
it's
What was
Michael
he
Jackson.
doing?
I don't know because it never finished.
Teaching us all how to hee hee.
It said something about Dream Team, so I don't know, which made it even more confusing because Dream Team is Jordan was on the Dream Team in
Yeah.
'92. So, but I think that it was Sega Dreamcast. Remember, it was Sega and Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, I
I
remember
think the Dream Team was part of Dreamcast. I
Sega
think that's who
Dreamcast was short
developed.
lived too, though.
It was,
Yeah.
and it was good too. I like Sega Dreamcast.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so it was Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Crazy, yeah. He was gonna, same thing. Like we'll have to look that up, maybe update one day on what the video game was supposed to be.
I could see if it was like Dance Dance Revolution or something like that for him, but
Maybe it could have been because, like I said, they were using the motion tracking before it was ever a thing, really.
yeah,
And so it could have been something where, like, remember like the Connects on the X Series and the
Xboxes.
Wii, where like they
Yeah.
had workout videos and.
Yep. It just had to take your
And if you
motion.
weren't lifting your knees high enough, it would
And-
tell you knees higher,
expose you.
It would, so-
expose you.
It could have been something like that with
Yeah.
dancing. You know what I mean? Maybe he was teaching people how to dance. That would actually kind of been cool.
That would have been pretty
You know,
cool.
that would actually
Yeah,
kind
that
of
would
been
have been
cool.
pretty cool.
All right. Which Mike took ballet lessons to improve their footwork for their profession?
I'm gonna go it again. I'm gonna do it. This time I'm saying Mike Tyson.
Mm. You know what? That's the first person I thought.
It's not.
It's not.
Listen, I feel like he would though.
And footwork is one of your biggest
Footwork
things
is
in
one of the
boxing.
biggest things in boxing.
And the reason why I picked some of these questions is because there was a lot that I sifted through. I wanted to get questions that could really apply to any three of them.
You know what? I highly doubt that Michael Jackson needed to know.
No, it was Jordan.
It was Jordan.
It was
He
Jordan.
took ballet to
He
get his
took
footwork
ballet.
right.
Could you imagine 6'6" Michael Jordan? I'm 6'4", so he's a couple inches taller than me.
Cleang.
Just in there.
You're a swan.
Hero-ing.
You're a swan.
You're a swan, Yeah. And so, I mean, I play basketball, so footwork is very important in basketball.
But is it more of is footwork more thorough than like footwork for boxing? Is it basketball footwork
They're
more
both.
intense than boxing?
Yeah, I mean, I boxed a little bit too, but I think for good boxers, yeah,
I mean, when I was doing my kickboxing, I mean, the footwork
it's
was
all about
definitely
footwork.
it's definitely important. And I know basketball, it's a lot of footwork too,
It's a
because
lot of
it's a
footwork.
lot of running and pivoting and everything else. But I didn't know there's something that you'd have to take ballet to help you out with.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
mean,
that was just him.
I know nowadays they're doing a lot of types of different training that we didn't do when we were kids, as far as basketball is concerned, and it's a lot of like that balancing and things of that nature, so that way you're really good off balance. You
Yeah,
can really get like side steps where it makes it really feel like you're going this way, but you come back and misdirection people.
gotcha,
And so
gotcha.
I can understand, but I definitely, when I first read the question, Tyson was my first. Tyson
It
was
just seemed
definitely
like it
my
fit
first one.
best.
It did.
Yeah,
It
it
did.
seemed like it fit
It
best.
did. All right. So last one here.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Which Mike once rejected a multi-million-dollar shoe deal because the company wouldn't let them design it himself?
Ooh, rejected it.
Yep, the company rejected it because this Mike wanted to design the shoe himself, and they said no.
You
So he
know,
rejected the
and I
deal.
feel like I'm gonna be wrong. God damn it! But I want to say Michael Jordan.
You would think.
It is not Michael Jordan, is it?
Once again, it's probably the one that you would never think would have a shoe deal. Why does Michael Jackson need a shoe deal?
Michael Jackson.
It's
I was gonna
Michael
say
Jackson.
Mike Tyson.
That
bro.
was I did the same thing. I went Jordan, Tyson, and Jackson in
What-
my head when I read the question.
What kind of shoe deal? Which shoes would he put out?
Loafers?
Yeah,
Loafers
Some
that have no bottom, so you
I'm
can
not gonna.
moonwalk.
He would put out some fire loafers.
I mean, he had the apparel that
Yeah.
his apparel, he was known for his apparel.
I can't lie. If he put
But
out some loafers
put
now,
out
if
some
he was
penny
around
loafers.
nowadays, put out some loafers.
He
you
put out
know
some
they're gonna be
rhinestone covered penny
fire.
loafers
Fire.
to match the glove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gonna see me at
but
their
here's
wedding,
the
you
thing.
know?
That's something I could see somebody really wearing nowadays. Like I'll rock it to
Yeah.
a wedding or something if I had the right fit
That's
with
what
it.
I'm saying.
Rock them, you know what I'm saying?
Some-
Rock
some
them
MJ
Michael Jackson
loafers.
rhinestones. What?
Pulling up with the new Mike Jackson.
The MJs, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
them Jordans? Nah, these
Absolutely
Jacksons,
not.
bro.
These Jacksons.
You don't know
one of the
nothing
five,
about the
bro.
Jacksons,
One of the
bro.
five.
Yeah, and listen, he'd only have 5 different versions for the Jackson 5. He'd have Jackson.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
wouldn't come out with all the ones.
Maybe a shoe was better idea than what I thought initially. Maybe it could have worked.
It could.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it could have worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it could have worked. But yeah, it's pretty wild. So
That's. I got all of them wrong.
but
I
here,
got all of them
don't
wrong.
feel bad because when I did when I was reading the questions, I would read the question before I would look at the answer just see if I knew. I got them all wrong too. And those are the ones I got wrong were the ones I decided to pick.
But it's also, I think that's the reason why these questions are there, because you would never know. Who would have thought?
No,
You know what I mean?
no,
I never.
yeah.
Again, I got all of them wrong.
Especially, I mean, there were so many weird rumors around like Tyson and Michael Jackson and
Yeah.
not so much Jordan as much, but they've all been in the papers their whole careers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
Some for better reasons than others.
yeah,
Some for better reasons than
This
others.
is very true. This is very true. So with that being said, before we wrap things up here, let me ask you a question then. If you had to sit next to one of those mics on a plane for 6 hours, which mic would you choose and why?
For 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Nice little 6-hour flight across the country or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know how long it is to fly across the country.
So I feel
4
like
hours.
for Michael Jordan, I probably would say no. because I mean, I even though he is goated
100%.
basketball and everything, and
Don't nobody forget that.
yeah, he's someone we grew up. He was a household name, bro.
He was, yes,
There's no way you didn't know about him.
still is.
Even if
Yeah.
you didn't watch basketball, you knew
You
who
knew
he
Michael
was.
Jordan.
Space Jam, everything. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
But I feel like conversation with him would be very plain, very monotone. Not, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I feel like,
I've heard he's an asshole in person.
yeah,
You know.
well, we don't need that on a 6 hour flight because I
Yeah,
tell
no.
you what.
Shout out if you're not Jordan, but yeah.
But Michael Jackson, I'm also gonna go with a no because I mean, again, he's very interesting, dude.
Yeah.
He's had
Probably got some stories.
plenty of stories.
Yeah.
Another household name, like everybody knew who Michael Jackson
Yeah.
was. But I feel like for me, honestly, it would have to be Mike Tyson. And because this dude is so off the wall and so like
Entertaining.
he is out there.
Bro, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's out there. Like
That would be for me, it was the same thing. Like no brainer Tyson.
I feel like 6 hours wouldn't be enough.
No, he's the only one. I agree with that 100%. He's the
Yeah.
only one that after 6 hours you'd be like, dang man,
You ever
used to
see
last longer.
have you ever seen him in like podcast interviews or before how he gets like there's certain little things that people have said that like kind of set him off, trigger him a little bit,
Yes.
and
He
it
has said
scares
before
the
that there.
shit out of that person.
He said before like he's scared if that guy comes back out because
Yeah.
he can't control that person, and
Yeah.
and no, would I want to potentially do or say anything to trigger that man? No.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pass up the opportunity to sit next to him and just pick his brain for a little bit, bro,
Yeah.
and just hear some stories that he's got
I
to
mean,
tell.
it'd be like 6 hours of carefully defusing a bomb because
It
you have
would,
to
and he
watch,
just, yeah, I mean, he just recently went off on a plane.
did
He went
he
off on somebody on a plane. Yeah. I mean,
really?
I think want to say it's been like 6 months or something
Like
now.
verbally or like physically went off? Well, I think if it was physical, we would have known that. Like
Yeah.
everybody would
It was
have
on
known
like
that.
TMZ and stuff, but yeah, he started
Of
bugging on
course, he's on
somebody,
TMZ. Yeah.
and it's like, who is dumb enough to poke that bear?
I don't think that if anybody were to do it, it'd be because you just hate your life by then, and
Yeah,
you
I
don't care
mean,
what
I
happens
feel
to
like
you.
that's a suicide mission,
It
bro.
is a suicide
That is a
mission.
suicide mission. I mean, I'm not afraid of anybody in this world, but I'm not a dummy neither.
Listen, he's already a well-known champion boxer. His record is crazy, and for his age, now he got that old man strength.
He does got the old man.
He got that old
He
man
got the old
strength.
man strength, and bro, yeah. I mean, Tyson is just he's one of those people. It's like for me, it's like he's not from this planet. He's different breed. He's that
Yeah,
like he's just saying on the podcast, bro. I sat him watched him. He like handfuls of shrooms and shit on people's
yeah,
podcasts and just sits there and starts tripping out.
he
You know what I
definitely
mean? It's
did.
like, bro, he's a bug out, but he would be the most interesting one. You
He
have to
would.
go with him. I'd have to go Tyson, Jackson, Jordan.
Tyson. I think honestly, yeah, Tyson Jackson Jordan, just because again,
I feel Jordan would be very one sided. He seems kind of
I
arrogant.
feel like you wouldn't get nothing more than basketball,
Yeah, or just nothing really. Just I'm too good to talk. I
golf,
feel
or
like
baseball, or everything
golf.
else that he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. You get Jordan's attention if you told him you want to bet on something. I
Yeah,
heard he's an infamous gambler, bro.
really.
I heard, bro. I'm talking about like he'll bet you $20,000 off rip for a coin flip.
Seriously?
Swear to
So you
God.
know he's on DraftKings
Yep.
and Kalshi and all
Yep, like
that.
there's rumors of him playing for like $20,000 a hole, 18 holes of golf and shit. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Well, you're betting $100,000 on games and just
You know he's got the money. I mean,
oh,
put
he's
it this
got the
way:
money.
out of all the Jordans that have been sold in the world, and you know what's even crazier? He don't even wear them.
No,
He does not wear his own shoe brand.
I see him wearing his apparel,
Not the shoes though.
but not the shoes.
Out of the amount of
You seen
Jordans,
his plane is the Jordan
the logo.
design, right? No, the whole plane is the design.
Oh,
Like that camouflage almost looking design that Jordan has. He's the only one that has it. His whole plane is that.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
like wrapped.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it can't be wrapped because you're going too fast for wrap,
oh
but
yeah.
it has to be
But
painted
like
with like
painted.
special paint and shit. So,
Yeah,
it's probably $1 million paint job just
he
for
can
that.
afford it.
Oh yeah, he can
Like
easily.
like I
And
said, man,
you seen what he's been doing in NASCAR. I'm not a NASCAR fan,
he's
but
not driving, is he?
no, he's not
All
driving.
right, good. Because I'm about
But
tired of him switching his professions, bro. It's
so
enough. It's
Michael
enough.
Jordan, and because I was a basketball player and I grew up in the Jordan era, I've always followed him.
Yeah.
And Jordan has always been a fan of NASCAR. Well, Jordan owns a NASCAR team, and he's owned them for some time
Oh,
now. He's owned them for some time now.
yeah.
Well, Jordan recently sued NASCAR
Mm.
because of the way it was set up. Basically, it was set up for the people at the top of NASCAR to continue to succeed and the people at the bottom to stay at the bottom.
Oh,
Like,
so leaving no room for growth is what it was.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
And Michael Jordan didn't like that. He wanted it to be fair,
yeah,
whether you were the guy putting the gas in the car or whether you're the guy who owned the car, right?
yeah.
So he sued them. He won, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, shortly after he won, the NASCAR season started. His drivers have won the first 4 out of 6 races
No shit.
now that it's fair.
And you know what? That just shows how much corruption is in NASCAR.
And even in NASCAR, you know what I'm
because
saying?
this happened, you said this happened right after
So
they won the first when the season started back
yeah,
up.
so the season started back up right after Super Bowl.
Mm.
The Daytona 500 is like the opening race to the season,
Yeah.
and it always happens like the week after Super Bowl.
And they copped the first 4 wins of the season.
Yep,
That is wild.
the first 4 out of 6 races that his team won. Yep.
Yeah. So
His
you
team
wanna,
is 23XI 2311.
yeah.
I don't know what the 11 is for. I know the 23 before, but 2311. So, but yeah, bro. And so Jordan has been now dominating NASCAR. Literally has been dominating NASCAR.
So he won the lawsuit and the first 4 races of the
Yes,
season.
his driver Tyler Reddick is his driver that's been winning him.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's the first time. There's only been like 3 drivers in the history that's won the first 4 out of 6 races. And,
You know what I always
and
thought?
so yeah,
Well, the craziest part of NASCAR for me was the people that changed the tires in the pit. And like I never got into NASCAR like that. I had like my one friend, her parents were huge into NASCAR.
yeah, my sister and her husband are.
There was
Shout out to
days-
my sis. You know who you are.
There was days that I remember seeing the races on, and again, I didn't watch it, but I did notice that when it came time for a car to go to the pit, how fast they would
Bro, that
switch some
shit's nuts.
tires out.
And it's even faster now.
I think they need to hire them for like Monroe mufflers and stuff.
Ooh, that's a good thought, bro.
Could you
it
imagine?
would cost. Can you imagine how much it would cost though?
Probably not that much because labor would be down.
Labor would be down, bro.
Labor would be down, bro.
Yeah, them dudes get it. I mean,
Yeah, I wonder how much they
back
get
in the
paid.
day, they had the 5 lug nuts.
Yeah,
That's why you see them.
yeah.
Now, the new NASCARs, they got all revamped and stuff. Now they have just one big lug nut, so it's just boom. So it's even
Really?
faster now. You know, and so yeah, dude, they change they'll change 4 tires and fill up the gas tank in 9 seconds.
Bro, what's this? What do you think the salary's got to be on a tire changer for NASCAR?
Man, how do you get into that?
You should look that up real quick. I really want to know. Like, I mean, I know that it's not like the biggest part of NASCAR, but it is a big part of NASCAR. Like, you got to get them tires changed.
Mhm.
You got to stop at the pit. You got to get serviced real quick. They got to gas you up. They got to switch your tires out and everything. You can't tell me they ain't getting paid a lot of money. They gotta be.
NASCAR tire changers generally earn between $30,000 and $100,000 annually, with an average around 80 to 87.
Bro,
So, and you need to do your job 3 times for 9 seconds at a time, once a week.
so for less than a minute's worth of work a week,
Yep.
you're averaging a salary of 80 grand.
Because it takes them about 9 seconds to do their job.
Yeah.
And in a race, the car might come into the pits maybe 3 times if it's a long race. So you've got to spend 9 seconds 3 times,
Yeah.
less than 30 seconds,
Yeah.
27 seconds.
Yeah, less than 30.
Yeah,
And you average 80 grand a year.
80 grand a year, bro.
Are
And it's because people like Michael Jordan own the team.
they hiring?
No
That's
shit.
the question. Are you
know what I
hiring?
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can change a tire,
I
bro.
will, I'll be in there.
I'm
for
on
80
it.
grand a year.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, that's insane, dude. That's insane. I had no clue it was that much. Even at 30 grand, because it's only a short. It's just like any other sports season.
Yeah, I'm
It's
talking
only
about 80 grand. Like, I'm
6
not
months
paying attention
long.
to the fact that even 30 grand is still a lot of money.
Yeah,
for
like
doing
even if
something.
it's 6 months, because you know, even if the season's 6 months and you're getting 30 grand, fuck it, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take 30 grand to change 4 tires real quick.
Yeah, and you get to be around all those famous people, and
not
you
only
know they're
that-
taking care of the food. You're
Oh,
eating, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you're
You know
eating
you're getting
good.
all the good stuff.
And not only that, you're not the only person out there changing the tires. So you
Nope.
might change 1 tire.
Yeah, you're probably only changing 1 tire.
You're spending a couple seconds. Boom.
Yeah, that's it.
Do it 3 times
Yep.
once a week.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tire Changers, bro. Y'all got
For
it made,
real.
bro.
Tire
But yeah, so
changers.
Jordan's been up to usual Jordan shit, dominating another sport.
I'm not mad at
And
him.
big ups to him because
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. And more big ups to him for the lawsuit for because like I said, the way I understood it is basically things were unfair. He sued them to make them fair, and now they're fair, and this is the result. The same people are winning, but it's not the same people that have always been winning for
Yeah.
years. So
I'd still rather sit on a plane with Mike Tyson though.
Tyson for sure.
Yeah,
Tyson for sure.
Tyson, Jackson, Jordan.
Yep.
Jordan's definitely last.
Yeah. So before we take us out, we started this last episode. Do a quick little random '90s fact for you.
Yes. Like the
I
90s.
brought one today, right?
Okay, what you
And
got?
this is a cool one, man.
It's a cool.
This is a cool
He said
one,
this is
man.
a cool one, man.
So did you know that Busta Rhymes was the voice for the Reptar wagon in the Rugrats movie?
No.
Yes.
We
In the
talking about
movie,
the wagon that they all rode in, the little toy
that
wagon.
looked like a little dinosaur.
Yeah.
That the voice for that character was Busta Rhymes.
Really?
Yes, bro. I found that out just
That's
the other
actually
day,
that's pretty cool.
and I thought I had to bring that one
Because
because
I've always
like
loved Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes is
as
dope,
it
and he
is,
has such a unique voice.
He does.
And
He does.
and what's crazy is that had to have been before he was put on for music, right?
This had to have been way, way before.
Or but why would you
uh,
get a gig like that if you weren't already on a little bit?
Well, this was definitely probably before like his Anarchy album. Uh,
Mhm.
I mean, when that movie didn't come out, it came out what towards the end of the '90s.
I'm not sure. I'll find out. Right
It had to have come out towards the end of the '90s. I remember it was that orange VHS tape, right?
yes.
Yeah. You
Yep.
can't miss those.
Yep. It was 98.
'98.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was up there enough to where he could land something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Busta Rhymes, I've grown up always
I love
loving his
Busta.
music, and now knowing that he played Reptar,
Yes, and I mean Busta's kind of like we were talking when we weren't recording. In a sense, like the kind of like Bone Thugs.
yeah.
Like they were just different. They had a whole different cadence. They had a whole different rhythm.
And Bone
it
Thugs
was
is
new.
actually coming around our area.
You know what?
So
They are.
I think
They are.
Bone Thugs and somebody I forgot who else it was, but I know Bone Thugs for sure. But I didn't see Busy Bone on the cover with the rest of the Bone Thugs, which is I mean I've always liked Busy
Surprised
Bone
me.
the most.
But it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
That group has always been in and out with fallings and falling in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, and Busy Bone was
the one
going
dude,
through it
yeah,
a lot too.
he's got a bad past.
Do you remember when he tried to get on Celebrity Rehab or whatever it was at VH1?
Yes.
When he went there and they were like, "Oh, what's your problem? Like basically, what's your addiction?" He was like, "I have an addiction." They were like, "To what?" He was like, "I'm addicted to weed."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Get the fuck
Get
out of here!"
They're like, no.
Go home, Busy Bone.
Yo, you
Not
ever
for
see
you.
that? You see Half Baked when Dave Chappelle goes to rehab for weed?
Oh my!
And Bob Saget's like, you ever sucked for weed?
For marijuana?
For marijuana?
Oh, this man. Yeah, that's Busy
Oh,
Bone.
shit. On that note, Casey, why don't you take us out, bro?
All right. Well, as always, you can catch us on YouTube here, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify for the audio listeners.
Listen
If you
up.
at work and you just want to hear the podcast and you can't watch it, Spotify, man. All the links are down in the description. Again, with the merch, we got merch coming out soon. We're gonna be putting up a couple different designs. Let the people know that there's other things to work with. If you
Yep.
don't want the logo,
We got some other things
we got
cooking.
some other things. But yeah, I mean, episode 9
Wraps it up.
We'll see him next week,
back with
right?
episode 10.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Deuces, y'all.
The Raised on Dial-Up podcast.